Vibrational alignment. That is what everything is about. You are flesh, blood, and bone. Yes, you are. You can see it. You can pinch it. You can lick it. You can see the physicalness of your being. But you are extensions of source energy, which means you are electronic beings. You are vibrational first and foremost. So sometimes you'll have a sensation in your body. You call it sickness maybe, or discomfort, or uneasiness. You call it imbalance. And your first assumption is, oh, I have a sickness, or I have a virus, or I have the flu, or maybe I'm coming down with something. And sometimes as you feel that sickness, that discomfort, that dis-ease within you, you say something like, oh, I think I'm coming down with something. I think there is something of a physical nature that is wrong with me. And then the first thing you do is you try to figure out what viruses are afoot and how you can immunize yourself against them. Or if you already find yourself in imbalance, then you're looking for something to soothe it. You're looking for some sort of remedy. You wonder, is it something I ate? You wonder, is it something that is going around? And we are in the background smiling but shouting. It is energy, it is energy, it is energy, it is energy, it is energy. Now, it might be energy that is manifested into something that you would call sickness. In other words, dis-ease is just not ease. Dis-ease is not allowing the ease that is natural to be. But everything is vibrational. And so we would like it very much if you would begin to pay attention to the way you feel. And when you hear a buzz, we would encourage you to do something about it. Don't ignore it. Don't accept it as normal. Don't assume that it's something outside of you that you cannot do anything about. Understand that whatever you are feeling is indication of your vibrational countenance. Now, why is that such a wonderful thing? And why is it such an important thing? Because you are extensions of source energy. Now that means you have come into this physical body as the leading edge, hear that, leading edge extension of source energy. You are the furthermost focus of this energy that creates worlds. And that means that you are creative genius. That means that you have access to all of this energy, and the way you apply it, the way you lay it down, the way you create with it, the way you utilize it is through your attention. So whatever it is that you are giving your attention to is vibrating, and as you give your attention to it, a reverberation between whatever you are focused upon and you takes place. In other words, you are like your wireless computer. You don't have to literally plug yourself in with some wire in order to connect to the network, which is source energy. So as you connect to this source energy network, so to speak, in your wireless way, you can always tell what you are doing as this leading edge summoner of the energy. Now, can you imagine, say you have a toaster and your 7-year-old has taken it apart and put it back together, had a good time doing it. But when he put it back together, he got some wires crossed inside, actually did just the reverse of the way it was before. And when you plug your toaster in, exciting things happen. And you say, the toaster, which is the leading edge extension of the utilization of the electricity, was misaligned. And we would like you to understand that you are the toaster. And you always have access to this pure energy stream. But depending upon how you're aligned in any moment, that's what equals the way you feel. The stream is always perfect. The stream is always pure positive energy flowing toward you. But you have so much more leeway, latitude, ability, flexibility. You have so much ability to align, misalign, align, misalign, align, misalign with this energy stream. So you've been thinking lots of thoughts. You've thought endlessly. You can't stop thinking. Your perception is thinking. You are thinking on many levels of your being. And as this thought process is taking place within you and has taken place within you, you have a sort of vibrational average. In emotional terms, you would say, I have a sort of mood. I have a mood about this and I have a mood about that. I'm moody, sometimes you say, as you recognize there is fluctuation in your mood. I feel in response to things. Yes, you do. And it is such a wonderful thing because the way you feel is your guidance, your emotional guidance system. So, when you look at your dashboard on your automobile and you focus upon your gas gauge and it tells you that your tank is on empty or approaching empty, you don't feel angry with the gauge. You don't take a hammer and just beat it out of the dash because it told you something you did not want to know. You also don't stick a happy face sticker over it so that you can't see it. In other words, it seems fairly important to you to know the level of gasoline in your tank. And when your tank is approaching empty, you do something about it. Your emotions are really a similar gauge. When your tank is full, you are aligned with your source energy. You're full of yourself. And when you are approaching empty, that's where that orneriness, fitfulness, despair, depression, in other words, that's where those strong negative emotions are. And so when you feel the emotion, we want you to, first of all, appreciate the fact that you are feeling the emotion and understand that your guidance system is fulfilling its reason for being just as you knew that it would. It is giving you a clear, constant, always accurate reading of your vibrational countenance. Now, what does that gas gauge on empty mean in terms of emotion? What does strong negative emotion mean? What does negative emotion mean? It means whatever you're focused upon has a vibration activated within you that's enough off signal of that which is your source that you have introduced a buzz in your system. That's what it means. It doesn't mean you're going to die. It doesn't mean terrible things are going to happen. Not right away. It means that you are disallowing the well-being that would be there otherwise. Now, this is the most important premise that you must begin with. You have to first, before your guidance system can mean anything to you, and before your emotions can be important to you, you have to first accept that you are an extension of pure positive energy, and that pure positive energy is the only stream that flows. And you are allowing it or not allowing it. You are allowing it or not allowing it. You are allowing it a lot or allowing it a little or not allowing it very much, but whatever you're doing with the allowing of this stream is what your emotions are telling you. So we know that at first, especially at first, when you hear some non-physical angel expressing to you about vibration, we know that it can be a little off-putting at first because you are accustomed to approaching your world through your physical sense. And we know that it does feel more logical to you when you feel something in your body to start looking for physical clues. But we want you to look for vibrational clues, because at the heart of everything that you are living is a vibration of alignment or a vibration of misalignment, and that is all there is. So, your emotions are very important. Your emotions are your guidance. Your emotions are your constant indicator. And as you make them your friend, and you do not stick a happy face over them, but instead you let them be the indicator that they are, and then you do something about improving your state of emotion, which means raising your vibration, which means lowering your resistance to your source energy vibration. Now you are a deliberate creator. So, in the way that we were making the analogy of the full gas tank, meaning fully connected to source, and the empty gas tank, meaning disconnected to source, we want to point out that your tank can never really be empty. You can pinch it off pretty good, but you will never empty out. And in ultimate physical withdrawal from the stream, you just reemerge fully into non-physical. In other words, when you die, your tank fills right up. Death is ultimate fulfillment of your gas tank. We would just like you to discover it on a consistent basis without dying. We would like you to be here in your physical body, a full extension of that source energy. And we know that the only way that you're going to be able to consistently do that is by reading your vibration and knowing what the feeling of your vibration means, and then adjusting your thought for the purpose of finding the relief that releasing resistance always brings. Understanding law of attraction, and more importantly, understanding the way you feel, will give you creative abilities beyond your wildest dreams. There is nothing that you cannot be or do or have. There is nothing that you cannot reach for and achieve. And there is nothing that needs to take a long time to come to you. The source energy is very fast-moving energy, and manifestation is much faster in these days than it has ever been before. And it is time for you to reclaim your power by paying attention to what you are doing, which is causing you to divert your power or to resist your power. No one else is keeping you from anything that you want. There is not an agency, there is not a parent, there is not an influence, there is not another. Nothing can prevent you from the fulfillment of your own desires. Only you. And only you can do it through offering a vibration that is not in alignment with your desires. And your emotions are telling you in every moment whether you are allowing or resisting, whether you are in alignment or misalignment with your own desires. So, Jerry and Esther have a navigational system in their vehicles. It is a wonderful contraption. There are some satellites in the sky and an antenna on their roof, and the satellites are triangulating their position at all times. And there is a computer in the car that has all the maps of the nation. And so, when they turn Magellan on, right away, Magellan ascertains where they are. And then they program into the computer where they want to go. And then Magellan figures the route between where they are and where they want to be, tells them how far it is, and suggests the way they go. Turn by turn will lead them to where they say they want to go. It's a wonderful machine. Something that we've noticed about Magellan is that Magellan never says, "Where have you been?" Because Magellan isn't interested in complicating matters by trying to figure out every place you've been. Magellan is only interested in leading you from where you are to where you want to go. Your own guidance system is the same way. And yet it is utterly astonishing how many hours you spend explaining where you have been as you are making an effort to go somewhere else. If you program into Magellan where you've been, Magellan will take you right back there. And when you program into your own Magellan where you have been, your own Magellan takes you right back there. In other words, you cannot go to a new place if you are talking about the old place. Magellan never says, "How long have you been there?" Magellan never scolds. Magellan never says, "You've been there too long, I'm not going to help you now." It's a simple, straightforward thing. Here's where you are, here's where you want to be. So as Jerry and Esther, in years past, traveled a great deal between Phoenix and San Diego. So imagine, they're on the freeway, they're barreling down this wide open road, and about halfway between Phoenix and San Diego is Yuma, Arizona. So when they find themselves in Yuma, they don't stop and have an emotional meltdown because they're not yet in San Diego. They just keep moving in the direction of San Diego. And they understand, because the distance between Phoenix and San Diego is understandable, it's quantifiable. They understand that no matter what, if they keep facing in the direction of San Diego, that they will eventually end up in San Diego. Even if they had to get out of their monster bus and begin walking, they understand that eventually they would get there. And we think what happens with so many of you relative to your destination of joy, or your destination of financial independence, or your destination of a well body, or your destination of a fabulous relationship, is sometimes you get in Yuma and you spend so much time noticing that you are in Yuma that you do not continually moving towards San Diego. Or you are so upset that you are in Yuma and not in San Diego that you just get flustered and turn around and go back to Phoenix. Pay attention to the way you feel. and make it your essential, determined stance that you're going to make the best of things. That's really the mantra that will put you right on this course.